If you're a book lover and you love to talk about books and overshare, maybe you like to take pictures and aesthetic photos of your books, I think you should start a Bookstagram. Hi, I'm Nisa, I have 40k followers on my Bookstagram and I managed to make over $10k in just 4 months while growing my account under 1 year. And this is your sign to start a Bookstagram. But first, let me tell you a bit about myself and how I got here. I am from Romania and I always thought that selling digital products or being a content creator is not something for us. I feel like here in my country we look up to the US people and see their opportunities, how articulate they are and how they speak, and I always thought that I cannot do that and I will never actually succeed on this. I did had attempts in the past to start an Instagram and share something valuable. I'm not just a reader, I love CrossFit and I love Canva, I always loved it. I'm also a gamer, so all the possibilities were there. I could have created an Instagram years ago, but I always thought that it's something that I cannot do. Until last year in February when one of my new colleagues told me she has a Bookstagram and I was like, what is that? And she shared it with me. So I've been reading for years now, mostly fantasy, romantasy and sci-fi books. I always loved talking about them with my friends and I would keep my book reviews in Goodreads. So when she shared her account with me, I was shocked. Like, she had 3k followers at that point, and I looked at her posts and the comments and I saw that the book community was so supportive. One of my fears for creating an Instagram to begin with, like years ago, was getting judged by people. I'm a very anxious girl and I feel like if people would comment negative things under my posts, it would destroy me mentally. Just because I know myself that I cannot distinguish between what's real and not sometimes. I know these things would affect me at one point, and seeing that the book community is so supportive and they leave just positive comments all the time, I knew I wanted to do it. When I first started my Bookstagram, one of the things that also was on my mind was that my family and friends would see my content, and most of the time I post about spicy books because that's what I read, honestly. And then the idea hit me, why won't I just block everyone that I have on my main account from my Bookstagram? So now basically anyone from real life don't know my Bookstagram. I am not afraid or ashamed to create content, and I was also able to monetize this account. But can you monetize your Bookstagram if you don't talk to a camera? Well, yes, I don't do that. I don't talk directly to a camera. I think those are called like talking head videos. I don't do them. I think I did like 3 voiceovers in the past 6 months and I've grew my Bookstagram to 40k followers. So yes, it's totally possible to even monetize your account without showing your face. I think it does help to grow it faster if you show your face. Another question that I get asked a lot is, do I need to have physical books to be a Bookstagrammer? And the answer is again, no. When I first started my Bookstagram, I think I had 10 physical books, 10 or 20, something like that. You can use Canva to replace those books, like the covers of those books, with something that you don't own. Another thing that I did is for the cover photo, I would use an open book. Like, I think you at least have one physical book, I hope. And you can use that to open the book and create photos with yourself and with the book open, and then the rest of the pages you just use like the cover photo from Goodreads. You can download it from there for free. Now the monetization part and how I did it. There are a lot of ways you can monetize your Bookstagram. I have several videos on this that you can check out on my YouTube channel, but what I do for my account is digital products. So I told you I'm from Romania, so that means publishers are not reaching out to me. Also, brand deals are very hard to come by just because it's much harder to send PR here. Like, I'm very far away from everyone. Most brands are based in US, so yeah, if you are based in US, you have so much potential and so many opportunities up ahead. I've heard people getting brand deals like at 3k followers, so yeah, you can do a lot. But why I love digital products is the fact that I can create them once and sell them all the time while I'm sleeping. You don't need like design skills to create these digital products. I created mine from scratch because I wanted to provide something made with my own hands and I wanted people to see my own style and what I do in everything I have. But there are a lot of reseller options. So basically, if you go on Etsy and you type in Bookstagram resell or PLR or MRR, you will able to find products that you can resell yourself on your page. I still recommend not selling anything as it is and use your own voice and your own style in everything because people will know it's like resold. That's why I created mine from scratch. I have in my shop a reading planner that you can resell. I created it like 3 months ago from scratch and and I want people to be able to buy and resell them themselves. My Bookstagram page is all about monetization and teaching people how to sell things, so it felt right to me to provide this option for everyone so that they can resell that planner for themselves. Of course, I recommending it at least to change the fonts and pictures and use your own style to it, because it's much more valuable that way. And I also have a guide in it on how I created the planner from scratch using Canva, so I took a picture of every step I did so you can see how to create it yourself, and also to kind of validate that I created it from scratch and you are safe to use it. Another item that really sold very well on my page are Bookstagram Canva templates, and I think you've heard me talk about this a million times. Every time I create a carousel that I like how it looks, I save it separately, and after I have like 50 or 80 or something like that, like a big number of posts that I love, I replace all the images of myself with some free stock photos, and then I sell them as Canva templates. I made over $5,000 just from these templates in the past 3 months. Now about the marketing part and how I do it, I created for myself a system where I sell things through Pinterest, Threads, Instagram/Bookstagram, and lately I've been also using Subdesk. So basically when I create a post on Bookstagram showcasing like my product, example how I use my Canva templates, I then proceed to create a thread about it, subtask about it, and 5 pins about it. I think you have more chances to sell your products through multiple platforms. Also, this applies to growing your Bookstagram. You can actually import your email list in Subtask. I think you've heard me talk about email lists. I also recently created a post about it. Email lists are people that sign up to your newsletter, so they go to your link in bio on Bookstagram and they get your freebie by giving you their email. You are allowed to do what you want with that email. I mean, like send promotional links to them. So you are allowed to take those emails and import them into Subtask. And this is how I created like a full flow of applications that I use for my Bookstagram, grow it, to monetize it, and to meet new people. I know I talk a lot in this video about multiple subjects. I just wanted to be like a conversational type of video, or more like a storytelling type of video, more so that I can convince you to start that Bookstagram. I wanted to tell you that no, you don't need to have an aesthetic house, you don't need to have a lot of physical books, you don't need to have design skills, you don't even need to monetize your Bookstagram to make one. You can give it a try as a hobby first. Just start creating posts, talk about books, take part of trends. You can make so many friends in this community. Try out creating carousels in Canva, try to create reels. For a month, just try to post everything you want about books, and then from there you would see if you actually want to grow more or even monetize it. I didn't started my account with the intention of monetizing. Honestly, I just wanted to share book photos like my friend did. I think when I was around 4K followers, I was like, wait, I can actually monetize this, because people start asking me what am I using for my posts, how I make them so aesthetic. They want to know, they want it. Then I realized, well, I can make these Canva templates and I can sell them to people and I can help the bookish community with something. And even then, I didn't expect to make so much money. I was happy if I could pay for 5 books or something like that. But to be actually able to pay my rent and have some money put aside for when I want to be a stay-at-home mom was such a blessing for me. I don't want to climb that corporate ladder anymore. I always felt pressure that I have to actually climb the ladder and be at the top all the time, because in corporate America, although I'm from Romania, I work for a US based company, and if you want to make more money, you actually have to climb that ladder. And I became a senior in my position, but if I wanted to make more, I would have to become a lead, take a lot of responsibility, basically selling my soul to the company. But now, being able to monetize my Bookstagram, the only ladder I want to climb is a library ladder, pun intended. I hope you like this video and me reading atmosphere. Hope you like my reading journal and how I journal through it. This video is also different for me because I didn't script it anything. Because English is not my main language, I always try to script something before a YouTube video, like sit down for an hour and write everything I want to talk about and like have points and stuff like that. But I realized that's not sustainable anymore, just because it takes a lot of time for me to edit these videos and also edit the audio, and also losing time on scripting took away the humanity in me. I feel like I always sound so robotic on my YouTube videos. Sometimes, yeah, we want so that we can get to the point faster, but I don't know, I just want to be more authentic in my face. So yeah, thank you again, and hope you subscribe to my channel and follow me on my Bookstagram, and I will come up with more video ideas. Bye!